Hey everybody, it's Michael Fair from filmfestivalcircuit.com, and we're going to be talking about the Georgia Comedy Film Festival Summer 2024, which is finally coming up next week at the landmark Midtown Theater in Atlanta. We're excited because it's also a time where we're going to have Atlanta film industry networking from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. The event is completely free. If you're in the film industry or interested in being in the film industry, you just want to make some connections and socialize at a very nice venue, come on down at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And we hope that you'll have a fun experience and join us, purchase a ticket, join us in the theater at 6 p.m. We're going to have an awards program. We're going to be recognizing filmmakers and screenwriters for their work. And then after that, we're going to be screening a lot of films until pretty late, a lot of short comedy films, pretty exciting stuff. We really think that you'll enjoy it. And right now we're joined by Todd. He was a screenwriter who's in the area, actually, and his screenplay is nominated for an award. Thank you so much for joining us, Todd. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty well. Thank you for taking the time to do this interview.
Yeah, no problem. So tell us about your screenplay. What is it about?
Let's see, this little screenplay. The way that it starts out is we have one of our main characters, Alex, and a handful of his friends. They're all preteens. They're hanging out and they're just playing video games in the living room, making a mess, driving everybody else in the house crazy. And eventually it gets to a point where Alex's mother comes into the room and tells them, you guys either need to shut up and start cleaning up the house or go outside and play. So they reluctantly end up deciding to go out to play a game. They decide they're going to play this little game that they've come up with. It's sort of like a version of Battle Royale, but played with Nerf guns. And so after they get geared up and get ready to go outside, as they're about to walk out the door, they get confronted by Alex's twin sister, McKenna, and she wants to join them, and they shoot her down. And so we can tell almost immediately that this is something that's happened a lot, and it really gets under McKenna's skin to not be allowed to join in on any of the games. So after they go outside, she takes it upon herself that she is going to get retribution, and she decides to infiltrate their little game of Battle Royale and basically dominate each of the boys from the shadows and pick them off one by one. So that's sort of the premise of the short.
I like it. Very current too. Very current. I like that because Battle Royale is something that's really popular with kids on Call of Duty.
Just like the movie Predator, but with children. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
See, that's your tagline. That's awesome.
Predator with kids, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Well, why? What inspired you to create the story?
I think there were a couple things that inspired me to write it. One was an incident that actually happened years ago. So I just started writing it now because my daughter is just gone off to college, and because of work and being a single parent, didn't really afford me a lot of time to write. I would find there would be little pockets of time where I would have an opportunity to do a little writing, and then things would get busy again. A few months would pass, and I'd revisit the script, and didn't really have a lot of success getting to the end of any. And now that she's moved out, I actually have the time to sit down and write a script and actually finish it. And but this was an idea that had been cooking for years. There was, based off of a couple incidents. One, when she was about 4 or 5 years old, one of the first, actually the first video game that we sat down and played together was the Lego Batman game on the Wii. And she loved the characters and thought it was a lot of fun. And so we went to a toy store hoping to find some toys that she might like that kind of were affiliated with the game. And there was this moment where she picked up this Batman toy because she was hoping to find one of her favorite characters like Catwoman or something. But when she picked up the Batman toy, there was this little boy standing right next to her who just said out loud in front of his dad, like, she's not allowed to play with that. That toy is for boys. And I just kind of, looked at the kid like I wanted to destroy him. And I just remember this moment where like this little kid hurt my daughter's feelings, and I was ready to go to war with this child. So I remember thinking like how frustrating that was, and how frustrated I felt for my daughter whenever she was made to feel that way. So it kind of grew out of that. And also when she was growing up, I would take her to these birthday parties and sort of learning as a parent that birthday parties today are nothing like the birthday parties that we went to when we were growing up. They're more elaborate, and you rent out these entire spaces, and they were just getting a little bit ridiculous. And I remembered my brother's bachelor party. We ended up deciding to do a paintball war, and for some reason, I had this image stuck in my head of a girl's birthday party with like 20 girls, but just in an all-out paintball war. And it just seemed like a fun premise to have something like that, almost this like Game of Thrones level of just paintball carnage. But then I thought, just for logistical purposes, budget purposes, that it wouldn't be possible. So I sort of scaled down the idea to this, like, the handful of kids playing like a Nerf battle royale in the neighborhood, and it kind of went from there. So, all
right, I like it. Very creative.
Yeah, maybe if somebody decides to throw in like $500,000 for like for a 10-minute film where girls gear up and shoot each other with paintballs, then then it might see the light of day. But otherwise, yeah, Nerf it is.
Gotcha. Well, what else are you working on other than this one? What else are you working on?
Let's see. Now that I have time to write, I'm working on these experimental shorts. They're a lot shorter in length. Like the script, this script was about 25 pages, but these other are like, closer to 5 pages. I would just love to go out and shoot them and get some experience behind the camera again. It's been so long since I've been doing that kind of work. So basically, not exactly sure what I would do with them. I would just love to use them to get some experience. It's just a series of experimental shorts that I'd like to do. I have other ideas sort of bouncing around for like a couple TV pilots, but this is something, this will give me an excuse now that I've written this short to go out and write something that I can quickly turn around and shoot, just to get some practice behind the camera again.
All right, good stuff. Well, if people want to follow you and keep up with what you're doing, I see we have an Instagram here. If they go to that Instagram, yes. What are you going to be posting on there in the future?
Let's see. Probably the first things that I'll be posting will be things affiliated with this event, because we were joking about this before the interview that so far I've posted 0 things on my Instagram page. I know nothing about the art of self-promotion, so I should. I think after this event, I'm going to start. I'll probably post this interview and pictures from the event, which I'm looking forward to. So those will be the first things that I'll get out there. And then once I'm able to get out and actually shoot some stuff, I'll probably try to post some of that on there as well, or at least something affiliated with it.
Good stuff. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about before we go?
Let's see. Well, first of all, I want to give a big thank you to you. I really appreciate you answering all of my questions and really being there to help sort of guide me through this process, because, when I first reached out, it was pretty clear that this was all new to me. So I appreciate your patience and all of the questions that you answered. And also I wanted to thank, all of the judges. I just really appreciate them taking the time to read through this. I hope for their sake that they enjoyed it and at least chuckled a few times when they read it and weren't too bored. So, but I really appreciate them taking the time to sit down and read my script.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the kind words. It's, it's a labor of love. We go through a lot of screenplays, but you're doing great for someone who's, kind of new to all this. It doesn't seem like that in your writing. It seems very well refined. It's funny. You got good feedback from the judges. So I think you're on track. So get to the networking meeting, and who knows what'll happen. I don't know if we're going to get you 500 grand, but you know what? At the networking meeting, you might meet somebody who thinks that your story is, something you can produce. So
I don't know. I'm setting my expectation at 500K. So we'll see.
All right, good stuff. Well, thanks for your time today, Todd. Have a good one.
Oh, thank you. It was good talking to you. Have a good day.